First off, just to get a general overview, what do you guys know about computers and computing and how computers function? Yes, perfect. hmm You guys are both right. Yeah. The computer signals they send short bursts of electricity called bits, which are usually 0 and 1, and this is called binary. And these bits basically are the instructions that tell the computer what to do. I'm guessing you guys don't know anything about quantum then, but quantum is basically in between. So binary is the simple 0 and 1s you guys usually do on a computer. Oh, for school, you do homework, right? You open maybe Chrome and Zoom and yeah, a calendar. Okay, great. Maybe a clock. Well, all of these require energy, right? Things you do on a computer, the more energy it takes up. Hi, Daniel. So, you took AP Comp Sci as well, right?
Yes.
And have you heard of quantum computing before?
Yes.
Great, great, great. Okay, so first off, can you just tell me what you know about computing and processing in general in like a normal computer?
I honestly don't know much about regular computing, but every computer has transistors which act as bits, which are basically like zeros and ones. And then computer does all the computations with the zeros and ones with logic gates, and uh, they just build those logic gates into bigger things, and then you get a computer.
Perfect. Yeah, they send out bits, which you are correct, are zero and ones. These bits are electrical surges that tell the computer instructions on what to do. Great, that's perfect. Now, do you know about what do you know about quantum computing and qubits?
Um, I honestly don't know that much about quantum computing either, but I know that for a quantum computer, qubits can qubits are like the bits of a quantum computer, and what makes it different is that qubits can be in superposition with each other, uh, which makes their computing power rise exponentially. That's about the limit of what I know about the processing behind quantum computing.
Great. Okay, yeah. You're right. There are two things that make qubits special, which are superposition and entanglement. Two qubits, right? You got superposition already. That's basically saying it can be both 0 and by 1. Looking at the state of one qubit, are binary. You can tell the state of the only be 0 or they can only be 1. The qubits can be 0 and 1. That's superposition. Entanglement is meaning they basically okay. So for example, let's say there are two balls in front of us, right? And one's black and one's white. And so you mush them together, right? Then you turn off the lights so you can't see what's happening. Then you throw it at a wedge. Just start off with, and why don't you tell me a little bit about like your job, right? And what you do as a software engineer. One to the left and one to the right.
So
and we don't
I'm
know which color went to the left.
Senior developer
right?
at Workday.
So we just pick up one of the balls, and when we turn on the lights, we see what color it is. And immediately, once we see the color of it, if it's black, then we know the other one is white. Interesting. And then it's white. Can you explain to me a little bit about bits and binary and how a computer functions?
Bits and binary and how a computer function. Okay, yeah, this is pretty low level, but and so my job really is to work on the features, format, and then also put it into binary, right? And then, but it's really hard with machine language to program, and so eventually we invented newer languages. But we have to have machine language.
Binary can only be 0 or 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, think of it kind of like a coin.
Okay, got it.
It can only be heads or tails, right? But with a qubit, it can be both at the same time.
Yeah, even quantum. But eventually everything will be computed. That's the idea, right? You have 0 and 1, and you have something in middle, in between.
Yeah, the superposition of 0 and 1. Yeah. So that is one of the key difference, and the second is entanglement, quantum entanglement.
Entanglement. What is that?
It's basically saying that they're dependent on one another,
Okay.
and you can tell one from the other.
So
yeah.
what's the advantage of having another state? Because we have 0 and 1s. Then you have another state. So what does it give you? Is it more? Because right now you have 0 and 1s, right? So we have, for example, 0 stands for certain things, and then 0 1, and then we have a byte, right? A byte is composed of, I forgot now, 16. So you have 0 1 0 1 0, right? And that, yeah, right. And then that will represent the letter A, for example, right? That's how it works. So having another state, how would that help? Like a third.
Okay. Okay. I know it helped in processing, as in like, okay. So here, let's have an example. If you're trying to guess a number between 1 through 10, and it's all binary, and you have to guess like 0 1 0 0 0 or like 1 0 1 0 0 or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does standard computer do that? It would probably guess and check each and every one by going through a list and plugging in 0 1 0 0 0, so checking the work. If it doesn't work, then I'll try a different one, and it'll keep on going, which leads to a lot of processing power and a lot of time trying to figure out the correct one. However, with quantum computing, you can put in like the superpositions of 0 and 1s and put in like the different qubits as an answer. And because of that, you don't know if it's the right answer until you actually observe it. And having this superposition helps, because if you use a Grover algorithm, which is being developed by quantum computing scientists, then you can sweep away the wrong answers by canceling them out and basically only finding the correct answers. And this is a lot faster than having to try each and every one, because there are many different combinations, right? Like optimization, each one you can have, I think, 2 to the n for each new one. So you have to do a factorial. But with quantum computing, you only have to try it once and then use a Grover algorithm to figure it out. Okay. One final question. So how do you think quantum computing will affect you and your work? Just based on knowing how fast it can be.
Oh, definitely tremendously. I think if it's come down in prices where we can afford to have one on our desktop, use us as desktop, I think it'd be wonderful, because one of the critical thing for development is speed.